guys, Ash here, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Guys, a quick personal video, personal and a little bit of the channel news as well for you all today. Wanted to touch base. It's been a while since I've had one of these videos, and I wanted to kind of speak from the heart a little bit, a little unscripted, which is what you always very clearly get here on the channel. So somebody dropped a comment the other day letting me know I had missed it, but last month I hit 100 million views here on the channel. I'm not a big Milestones guy, honestly, but it is staggering, you know, like subscribers and whatever, but like 100 million people, probably like half of them are just like one-time viewers for promo codes, let's be real, but still that number is absolutely staggering to think of a number that big. And I want to thank you guys all genuinely. I actually met up with Big Papa Drock. I took my kiddo to Disney World, and I met up with Drock for a little bit, and it was so cool to meet him in person. And one thing that we spoke about when we were meeting is how lucky we are, you know, and I'm not here to ramble about how lucky I am, but I feel like everybody can take a little bit from this, right? Is you look at your circumstances in life and you tend to focus on the negative, things that you want to change, things that you wish you could change, things that aren't the way that you want them to be in your life. And sometimes we just need to pause and be so thankful, because I told Drock what I'll tell you guys is that little Ashy Poo, right? Had I known, I started, you know, Clash with Ash 11 years ago, right? My oldest video was just shy of 11 years, right? And had I known that it would bring me to Raid, you know, I started this channel in 2019 and kind of end where I am, not end, but kind of be where I am. I'm far from the end. Today is just, it blows me away, and I'm so grateful. There's so many things to complain about in Raid Shadow Legends. You know, like one of the most, no offense, player, but one of the most predatory developers in the world. But there's something very special about this community, and each of you guys, I don't take you for granted. I'm so unbelievably lucky. Little Tim, little Ash, would have just been absolutely thrilled had I known that I would be covering video games. No matter what the video game is, I'm covering video games. And I wanted to share something both channel and personal with you guys. So personally, I just hired my brother out of his kind of factory sales overnight job. It was kind of a hellish, grindy, awful job. And I hired him to work with me, to help me here on YouTube. And it's a huge, huge point for me in my life, because when my mom was dying, one of the last things that I told her was I'd take care of my brothers, and one passed away, sadly, very sadly, tragically, and he's all I got left, and he's helping me here. And one of the things that we're going to do together is actually go and work a little bit on the Champion Guys channel, right? So I'm still going to be making daily content here in Raid. I don't know. I'm sure I'm in the same boat with a lot of you guys. Is that like I have a love-hate relationship with Raid Shadow freaking Legends, but there's something about this game that keeps pulling me back. Maybe it's all the casino vibes of Raid Shadow Legends, but there's something about it that I really do love. I really love something about this game, and no other game has kind of scratched that itch for me. Anyway, the problem I have right now with my channel, frankly, is that I am an endgame account, clearly, right? And I love endgame content because that's what I play every day on my account, right? But I know that the majority of my viewers are, you know, there's some endgame players out there, but most of you aren't endgame. And I've always tried to reconcile that. And that's why I make so many, like, generally, you know, underrated champions, right? And to clear my red dots. Underrated champions content, or, you know, nuke offs or fun videos, or building random champions from random shards, or ranking videos. I do that because it appeals to everybody, whether you just played the game and you pull a great epic, or whether you're a seasoned vet, you know, and you want to know who, you know, a great legendary support that you might have never heard of before. Those videos appeal to a lot of people. So I'm going to continue doing that kind of content. I am going to lean in a little bit more to the fun series here in the channel moving forward. So I'll have a little bit of everything, but I would love your feedback if you have any for me on what type of content you would like to see the most here. I'll have some strategy guides, champion guides, underrated whatever, all that stuff. But what I also want to do here, and it probably won't appeal to most of you guys watching right now, but I want to take the Raid Shadow Legends champion guides, and I'm not sure if I'll rebrand it or just keep the name the same, but I want to add some beginner to intermediary content there, kind of like how-tos, just guide stuff, evergreen content, and I want to upload that on the weekends. I think that will be a big benefit to a lot of players out there. And then, so I'll have a lot of champion guides, but also like how to build your first champions and how to upgrade champions efficiently and fast and how to make the most of your silver and yada, yada, yada. So I'll have a new series on this channel, and I'll be, again, picking up the content here on the main channel. 100 million freaking views is absurd, and it's hard to reconcile in my mind. But again, as someone who has frankly struggled a lot mentally throughout the last 20 years, I wanted to, most importantly, what I try to do every day, even if it's through the conduit, the vehicle of Raid Shadow Legends, I really want to reach out through the proverbial camera, and I want to motivate you, or at least be a little bright spot in your day. I say this from time to time, but I feel like I pick up my phone, whether it's, social media or just news, frankly, it's just everybody screaming all the time. It feels like that to me, at least in my little ecosystem, in my algorithm, right? It feels like it's just a bunch of negativity. And I feel like more and more people become somewhat isolated, at least since it was when I was growing up, right? And that sense of community gets replaced by online, digital community. And for me, I'm so lucky to have a digital community in the comments that is actually one of the most positive things that I have in my life, and I feel so grateful, but also somewhat pathetic in saying that. I think it's an isolating job here. I talk to millions of people, but I don't see any of you guys. But I know you're out there, and seeing that positivity in the comments every day, it really has made a big impact on my life. I always strive to be in life the best version of myself humanly possible, try to do good, try to make people like my bro and my mom proud, and you guys, in a weird way. So I would just encourage you guys to try to do the same, and I know you don't need me to sit here and be on a soapbox and preach to you guys or anything like that. But if there's one takeaway that I want to add to the world here, it's not best nuker and Raid Shadow Legends tier list or the 50th tier list on best rare champions in the game. It's actually finding a way to be happy with what you have and notice the things and show gratitude for things that you do have and to lean into those, right? We all have something. We all have something. In Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, he was able to find meaning, community, purpose in, a concentration camp. And I'm certainly, not trying to draw any comparisons to anything like that. I'm just saying that we can do it. If he can do it, certainly I can do it. And if I can do it, certainly you can do it. So anyone out there, and I know this is not a majority of you guys, but that's the biggest thing that I want to say and make an impact here is looking for the positive and realizing there's a lot of people out there who, do care, and you can be one of them. So guys, I'll get off, again, my proverbial soapbox here, but I wanted to just take a moment, a personal moment. Thank you guys. And yeah, I'll see you in the next raid video. Like I said, I have a ton of content on the way, a bunch of collabs too. Towards the end of the week, I'll be doing a ton of collabs too, because I just love the energy and kind of, vibing with other creators and hearing their opinions out there as well. Last but not least is thinking about making some sort of a raid type podcast and having a co-host or two. I have some ideas in my head. I would love to hear if you guys have any absolute all-time favorite guests out there, or maybe even not favorite guests, maybe just someone who I haven't collabed with a lot here on the channel that you'd like to see me make more content with. I'm looking for someone who has a pretty solid, I think all the raid creators are great, but someone with a really solid personality too. That way we can have a lot of fun with it as well, because we don't want to take things too seriously. It is a game at the end of the day. Hey guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, take care, guys.